Jolito, so this is something that I had to talk about. You see it right here, the Mammy Project. You see the lady right there. She's bent over, showing her hind. And I had to make this video because I was listening to Reggie Marbury, his show on Sinetta TV. I was listening to it, Sinetta Studios to be exact. All right, and they were going over some projects about what's going on the East Coast, and she called a bunch of this lady that he was interviewing. She called a bunch of teenagers kids. She didn't mean it in a harmful way or anything like that. It was just something that just slipped out of her mouth, and we gotta be careful about this person in the black community, man, because this person is responsible for what we're seeing today in the black community. This person right here, this Mammy character. We have to be careful. Um, it's not cool to call a bunch of 17-year-olds, 16-year-olds, 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds kids. Like we can't do that. We can't do that. We can't identify teenagers as kids. We can't do that. And this person in history, opposite of Aunt Jemima, this person in history is very loose at the tongue. Um, if she can't get her way, she's going to um, resort to violence. And this is what a lot of black women aspire to be. You're never going to see a two-headed household in America because of this person right here. This is a Negro. The Negro looked up to this person right here. She looked up to these two people right here. If you look at the old um, film slides of this person acting in these type of slides, you will see how the quadroon came to be, the octoroon came to be, the musty became to be, the mulatto came to be. She always looked up to these two people right here. So obviously they're men. When they're not looking, he got her pregnant. He got the Mammy pregnant. So like we have to be careful, man, about this person right here, man. You can't run a civilization with this person right here. This person right here, you can't run a civilization with them. And I see this a lot, man. Like you see how and I look at this person. What's the lady down there in Georgia? I think she was running to be governor. I don't even know if she is governor. I don't know. Um, the lady, she looks just like her. Like it's just one of those things. I lost my frame of thought. I was gonna say something, but it's just one of those things. When when you see these people in the community, man, like they don't want anybody to like an 18-year-old, like since you want to call them kids, right? An 18-year-old wants to be more than what he sees in life. Like you look at our communities, like the 18-year-old, the 19-year-old, the 20-year-old, the 16-year-old, the 17-year-old, the 21-year-old, they have nothing to do. This is how it was for me coming up, right? I had my resort was just playing basketball all the time. I had nothing else to do but play basketball. These people will be in politics and they do not want the young people to have a say in politics. They don't. And then when you look at the people in the other communities, like I look at Cadillac, Michigan, I look at like places like Lansing, Michigan, I look at places like I don't want to say Muskegon or Saginaw, um, just like Wabash, Michigan, um, all these Indiana, Michigan, all these places in northern Michigan, right? Calumet, Michigan, um, where there's a lot of Europeans, right? Their kids are so far ahead in advance, man, and it's like not by much, but like they're so far ahead in advance where it's just like you'll see why. You would see why. And that's because they don't have to deal with this person right here. This person right here. This Mammy character, who she's now called Medea. This is the Mammy character. Now they call her Medea. And like Tyler Perry, he did a good skit about this person in the early, or I should say the mid 2000s. He did a good skit about this person through these plays. Um, why am I not allowed to, be more than just an adult? Why can I have my humanity? And that's the question that I would ask that lady down there in Georgia. Um, because she is this person right here. You look at what's happening with Young Thug down there, like he's like you look at her complexion and you look at his complexion at Negroes. She's she has a lot of say in their politics now. She's more famous than what's the guy name? Hancock, um, Raphael. She's more she has more say in their politics down there than anyone. And I know you all know who I'm talking about. She has more say than anybody down. And like she didn't say any I don't think she said anything about what was going on with Young Thug. You know what I mean? Like she left it up to the DA and them down there. What's the lady name? Fannie Willis. Fannie Willis, she's an octoroon. She's either an octoroon or a quadroon. She's not a Negro. She left it up to them to say what they had to say about Young Thug. So listen, man. This person right here, man, like they're the reason why these cities look the way that they look. These black cities, they're responsible for why it looked the way that it looks. This is the person right here. She doesn't want young people to get into politics. And it just crossed my mind. Like when I heard her say that, she was like, "And here, look at the kids here. They're doing projects." And it was just like she didn't mean any harm by it. She just nothing. Like it just stood out to me when she called them kids, and I had to make a video about it because it was like, why would you call them kids? Like she was like, look at the kids here. They're doing projects here, and like we're gonna have a great summer. I'm just thinking like 18, 17, 16, they're kids. You should be grooming them to be adults. They're teenagers. So like I had to say something about that, man. Cause like to me, man, like this person, man, I don't know how we can get away from this, man. What's the guy name? What's the guy name? Pontiac, Big Pontiac Chief or something. He calls this person Big Mama. The guy who comes on to Dr. G's show on uh I forgot his name. I forgot his name. He called himself Pontiac Chief, but he calls this person right here Big Mama. So that's their politics, man. There's no more man left, man. Like and we saw this coming when she appeared. There's no more man left. There's no more man left, man. Like I really mean that. Like soon as our man sees this person, because like everybody don't have this person in their family, either if you Negro or not, we don't have this person in our family. So it's like when they finally see this person and they see, because I always wonder like, what do these men, the men who are attractive, right? The 6'4" bald, very dark skinned men who end up with these white women, like what do they see? Like when do they see this person right here and what is their reaction? Because I don't see everybody reaction in the community because I don't see everybody in the community. So I'd be wondering like, how do all black people know every black person? Like how do they know how they're going to respond when they see them? Because I'd be thinking like, what is their reaction when they see this person? Because I know it had to be a negative reaction. And I say that because whenever you see a 6'4" dark skinned guy, ball, looks like he play football or he's on he's a security guard or something like that, or he's a police officer in a upstagous upstagous community. Um, this person has a white wife and he probably has uh, a musty daughter or mulatto daughter. He either has a musty daughter or a mulatto daughter, and his wife is white. It's no getting around it. You know what I mean? And like, they don't always see this person right here. You know what I mean? So it's like that old thought, that old folklore of this. This is this is all I'm saying is this, man. You got to know how to deal with people like this, man. You got to know how to deal with people like this. You got to. It's more than just a stereotype. It's a character. Um, you got to figure this out, man. Cause like I'm just one like who feels, man, bro. Like it's serious, man. Like man, like how do you deal with that though? Like you're 17 and someone just calls you a kid, and it's like, cause I remember how I felt when I was coming up, man. Like you know, um, you having the mother, your father not being there, and you got all these women in the community who are like playing the role as dad, and like me, I stayed away from all of that. Like I go on foot. Like I'm finna go play basketball, man. I ain't finna hang around here. Like I'll go on foot, like straight to the gym or something like that, and just play basketball all day. Come home, get on the computer. Like I'll just stay away from people. Like I did this all like from like 16. I did this from like 16 to like 23, 16 to 22. Like I'll just stay away from people because I knew what I was going to get with people. You know what I mean? I knew what I was going to get. Either you was going to have to fight your way to the court or you was going to have to deal with this person right here. You didn't really have to deal with upstanding men because they wasn't around. Like all the men, like you look at like, you always wonder like your father has a child and you always wonder when you grow up, like, do I have any more siblings out there? And you find out like that. I got a mulatto cousin, I got a mulatto brother, or I got a mulatto sister. You always find that out later because like they didn't stick around, man. And it's like I never want to be that person. I just felt like, I just wasn't gonna have children. And I don't think it matters. Like, if you are gonna have a mulatto child or, a musty daughter or a musty brother or son or mulatto son, whatever, it doesn't matter. Like, go ahead and have them. Um, because what you're gonna find out is that all the tribes that existed, there's not enough quantum physics like to deal with the intelligence of a person today in the society. Like, if you were to put a call out to everybody in the world, like, up, get back with your tribe, people would be like all over the place. Like, I hear people say, like, I'm Cherokee, and I'm like, yeah, Cherokee is just a block. It's just a place name. It isn't a people. It's just a tribal area. And then you be wondering, like, well, how are people going to find out who they originally were? And like, people won't have enough sense to know that, well, maybe I have to do my DNA again. And even if you did, like, you wouldn't want to be producing with people who have your exact DNA because, like, the environment is changed. You know what I mean? Like, you trying to have kids with the same person and you find out, like, wow, the kid is going to come out retard. So it's like you almost are forced to have kids with a white person or something like that, or just with the regular person that's just not your close cousin. You know what I mean? Like an octoroon or a quadroon or a Negro. So it's like, how do you get around that? And like me, I just chose like to say, well, if I'm not going to have a child with a Negro woman or a West African woman, I just wouldn't have kids at all. It'll just be a lonely road for me. You know what I mean? Because like when you're just one person doing everything and everything only, like you have to find ways to adapt. You know what I mean? And so like I'm just glad to be in the position that I'm in, man. Because like it's hard being just one person, and you have to like you got to make sure that you have money for bills. You got to make sure that you have money for um, oil changes, phone upgrades. Like you got to make sure you're on top of everything. And if you don't have money, man, because like I feel sorry for some people out here, because like you're not gonna make it to see 80 years old smoothly. You know what I mean? Like the young people won't respect you when you're 80 years old. You know what I mean? And like I don't want to fall into that cabinet. Like I don't want to fall into being that person, man. And like everything we see that's going on today, like right now, like it's because of this person right here, this person, the Mammy. It's because of that person. It isn't. She's the person that beat Ancient Mama up. Like she's the person that like beat Ancient Mama up. She was the big sister to Ancient Mama, Mammy. You know what I mean? So it's weird, man. They're both the same people though, Ancient Mama and Mammy. It's weird, man. Yeah, I'm out. That's all I want to say. Y'all go.